Morning, Keith. Yeah, we're just kind of waiting here to have others join, and we'll get started here in a few minutes. In the meantime, hey Tron. In the meantime, we have the risk disclosure up. Just communicating to Ken that I'm here not in any sort of investment advisory capacity, but purely for educational purposes. Hey, Fuzu. So we'll just give folks here a few minutes. You can, you're more than welcome to peruse and review the risk disclosure. Okay. Hey, Yatkin. Just out of curiosity, guys, are you getting the notifications to this to these sessions as they become live? Are you getting a little notification letting you know that I'm live? Can I get a? Okay, good. All right, awesome. Morning, Reisler. All right, awesome. Good to know. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and yeah. So again, if you're not, then it's a good time to hit the subscribe button to get those notifications. I encourage you, if these sessions resonate with you, hit the yeah, absolutely, hit the like button. Encourage me to put these together every morning for you guys. Okay, so let's. I see that we're at double digits. So let's. Good morning, Sergey. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so as I mentioned, I do have the risk disclosure here. Hey, Niels, I do have the risk disclosure here. Letting everybody know that I'm here purely as an educator. Okay, I'm not here, to provide anybody any sort of investment advice. We all understand that futures trading contains a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor. And we should, we go into it with risk capital, money that we can otherwise afford to lose and not affect our day-to-day living. Okay. So with that said, it's kind of a paraphrase of the risk disclosure. Let's go ahead and let's say stop streaming here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the news. All right. And see what news we have in store. All right. So we're going to go to the economic calendar, and then I'm going to filter out all the news, clear all the news except for US. Okay. And look at 2-star and 3-star events, hit apply. And here up on the top, I'll close this over here as well. Over here at the top, I should be getting some sort of report here. So yeah, so it looks like we have 2-star events today. All right, so we have an FOMC member speaking at 11:30. We have energy outlook here, EIA short-term energy outlook at noon Eastern time. We have a note auction again at 1, and then let's see, consumer credit here at 3 o'clock. And then this may or may not, most likely will not affect us here. We have an API weekly crude oil stock report. The bigger one is tomorrow. All right, tomorrow, where we have the EIA report, inventory report for crude oil. All right, so not a heavy news day. All right, so again, going into every market, it's important to understand what news is ahead of us that could affect the way price moves, or the way the market participants will react to the news. Okay, so since we don't have much, well, we can hope to, or we can expect that the market will, respect the levels that we call out here in a reasonable way. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and start with the charts. In here, and then I'm going to share the gold chart. I'm going to pause here and see if I can get some confirmation books that they do indeed see my chart. Okay. Just going to expand this here a little bit. I'll just pause here and make sure, because I did get San Roman expressed that he sees a black screen. Can I get someone to confirm that they do indeed see the screen before I go too far into my review? Okay, awesome. All right. I don't know exactly what causes that, guys. All right, perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the market. Go ahead and remove some of these drawings. We're part of another kind of discussion we had in group coaching. All right, so here we are. Going to take a quick daily. Well, once we are into the week, I don't look at the weekly or the monthly all that much. I just focus on the 4-hour and 30-minute. They kind of guide me as far as the market direction. Okay. So here we are in gold, kind of a lot of overlapping, price action here, right? Not really a whole lot of direction, still kind of being controlled, are still inside this bearish candle. So even though the market is generally up, I know we have to say that we're still very much in this bearish channel in the market, right? So that gives I guess an edge, going into our kind of short-term day trades, a bit of an edge to the side of the market. Okay, so daily looks a bit bearish to me. We have a developing bearish candle, not quite an engulfing candle, but bearish nonetheless. Maybe like a piercing. Maybe it'll eventually become a piercing candle. I'm not sure, but it is developing bearish nonetheless. Okay, so let's take a look at the 4-hour. Okay, we're going to go ahead and leave the channel there that we drew. All right, I'm going to turn off some of these indicators here. The one that's probably going to be the one that bothers me the most, excuse me, is balance here. Okay, so at the 4-hour chart, okay, we are technically above. Okay, technically above this EMA that I have here drawn. Okay, so let's see. I'll make this a little bit bigger so it's visible to you guys. So input style. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so here we are. You can see that the EMA is being respected here, right? We had price come down to it. This is the 233-day EMA. We had price come down to it and react away from it. All right, now we're up. And again below VWAP. All right, so 4-hour, I would say similar to what we said here on the daily chart. Still very much, I would say, under the control here of the bears. We had a break of structure here to the upside, only to be met by sellers. Now we have the 4-hour where we're starting to see a little bit of a development, but I'm not really keen on the location of the development. It's kind of in the middle here. Maybe ADR down below might be a little bit more of a reference level. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we move down the charts here. Okay, so still very much, I would say, bearish. We did have a break of structure that would indicate maybe we get some price action headed higher. We have a 4-hour, developing candle that is still technically below VWAP. So would like to see that above VWAP before I make any sort of, before I look to participate in any sort of move higher. Okay, looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay, the chart, we're let's see, kind of I guess again bearish, but we are starting to see some structure here. We're starting to see the first time that we could potentially break above this. That obviously gets my attention, but we're still technically, as we saw here on the 4 hour, we're still technically below. So let's go ahead and open up the fixed range volume profile. Let's locate the 830 bar from Monday. Okay, so 830 bar from Monday right there. Drag that across to the 430 bar. Here we are. Okay, so we are still below. We're still below value. All right, still below value. And what's particularly interesting for me is the confluence. The confluence I have here between value area low and settlement price. Okay, so this area here could potentially be resistant. Okay, the reason I say that is that we broke below it, came back to test it, and so this area for me has the potential of being an area where we can continue to see a move to the down. Now, right now, we're seeing some price action counter to that. But again, if I'm going to align with what I'm seeing on the daily, right, then this seems to be a logical area for me to participate. This 2330 level, because I see settlement price, I see value area low. Okay, I see a confluence of information here to support my sentiment, and moreover, it's aligned with my general view of the market. Okay, this is also in the vicinity of where VWAP is right. We've seen VWAP, basically support any move, any rally, right, has been supported by VWAP, and we've reversed or continued away from it. Okay, so if I'm a seller, that's going to be kind of an area of focus. If I'm a buyer, well, I'm at a location now, maybe a little bit late. I'm at a location now where I could potentially participate and move maybe back up to VWAP. The question is right now is this, going to offer me the risk reward, right? We have, if we look at this to come back up to VWAP, our stop needs to be below, somewhere below 2318. Is that really offering me the opportunity, the risk reward to take that trade? Okay. Looks to me like more of a one-to-one trade. And me personally, I'd like to see a runway of at least 2-to-1 for me to entertain. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up the initial balance. It's being developed as we speak here. All right. So we have this initial balance range is being developed. We have ADR levels already kind of laid out for us. Looks like, let's see. Trying to locate it. Maybe this is the level right here. Okay. Let's see. Where's the top end of this? Okay, there it is, way up there. Okay. Okay, that's ER. All right. So let's go ahead and identify these levels. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and ADR high. Okay, so ADR high for me is looks like 2355. 2355 is ADR high. ADR low is looks like I was going to say initially 2315, but it looks like a tad lower than that. Let's call it 2314.6. 2314.6. Okay, and then settlement is 2331.2. Okay. All right. And then let's turn off ADR and turn on ASR. Okay, ASR is average session range. All right, average session range versus average daily range. Okay, average daily range is a blend of markets: Asia, London, New York. Average session range is, in this case, just New York. Okay, you can see how price has reacted away from average session here so far. Okay, so let's take a look here. Top side. All right, let's see what this level is here. We're gonna let 23.45. 20. Whoops. 23.45.7. ASR low is what is that? 2318. Let's call it 2318.3. Okay. All right. So we're already getting a response or reaction away from ASR. Okay. We're seeing candle wicks on both ends, right? Any opportunity to the long side needs to break, in my humble opinion, 2324.8. All right, in order to support. Now, the problem with that is I'm not really a fan of the runway. Okay, the runway of this trade, if I'm looking at this from prior, the runway of this trade gets above 23.25, and it could be met with selling right here at 23.27, or up here at back to settlement price of 23.30, somewhere in that range. Okay, so I'm not really a fan of the room that we have, the risk, the reward here to support a trade like this. Okay, I would be, I guess, a little bit more aligned with maybe taking a trade off of VWAP, somewhere in this range. Okay, over in this area, right? This provides me a logical location for this, or maybe as high as this. One of these two areas I'm particularly keen on. Now, if we start to break structure, okay, and we get price above this, and we close above this, then yeah, I'll be in a position to change my view of this. But the view aligned with what I've seen a higher time frame is that I should look for locations to support a continuation of this move. Okay, that's kind of my view at this point. But we'll need to wait and see how initial balance. What direction does initial balance go? Right, if it breaks to the upside or it breaks to the downside, that will also kind of speak to the general sentiment of the market. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I will really need some sort of break. All right, break in either direction, because we have not made a new low, and we have not made a new high. We're kind of stuck in the middle. So we need a break and close above one side or the other. Right now, right at this moment, maybe you might be saying, okay, this market looks like it wants to head higher, and I wouldn't disagree with you. The only thing is that what I'm afraid of is that VWAP might be resistant, and this area that I identified above that was supportive now will become resistant. Might be an area that could cause price. All right. Okay. So one last peek. What is the EMA number? Orange line. It's a EMA 233. EMA 233. All right. So we're kind of chopping around it, right? We're chopping around this level. We had reversed away from the ASR level. Okay. But yeah, 233 is the orange line. All right. Something I had used in the past was doing some reviews, and noticed, I was kind of trying to figure out for myself why I abandoned this. And because I think it does a reasonable job, much like some people use the 200, right? Right. It feels like the 200. Yeah. Yeah. It's quite possible it wants to visit, 2314.7. I'm not sure what your question is, Frizu. Can you not hear me? Okay. In any case, I'll continue here. So yeah, 2314.7 seems reasonable. Could come back down to the cards. I am seeing a little bit of, I guess, momentum kind of, coming into the market on the buy side. We're not seeing the legs lower as strong as maybe earlier in this swing. Okay. But nonetheless, I need to see evidence that they have the resources to make this happen. And the resource to make this happen would be getting a close above EMA, getting a close above market structure here, price structure, above this bearish candle here. All right. Okay, so I'm not sure, Frizu, if you want to rephrase that question, I'm happy to answer it. I just don't know what that question is asking me at the moment. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and take a look at the crude oil market. Okay, so we're just gonna use the same chart here. We're just gonna modify this to crude oil. Okay, all right. So again, we're gonna look at the daily chart. Okay, daily chart again, similar to what we were seeing in gold. All right, similar to what we were seeing in gold. The market seems to be heading lower. We are coming close to this EMA level, which could be supportive. Okay, like it's been supportive in the past. This could be another area for support, but we are developing a bearish engulfing candle on the daily chart. Okay, which is quite a bit, daunting, right? So yeah, and right now I would say on the daily that we're, I would say bearish, okay, in the market. We are at some levels that might provide us a little bit of support here. It might create a little bit of a reversal, but still very much in a bearish move here, bearish swing for our chart. Okay, same. I'm going to go ahead and turn off initial balance because initial balance is not even started yet, I don't think, for another 4 minutes. So we'll keep that closed. Okay, looks like its intent, its intent is to potentially break below this level, break below this supportive level here at what looks like 78, maybe, somewhere in that range, 78. All right, we have this a set of bearish candles coming up on a support level and has not really offered much in the way of support. Right, the bulls have not really been able to kind of stave off the pressure that they've been getting from the bears. Okay, so if that's the case, then we have to look to the left and see, okay, where can this market go? Well, if it manages to close below 78, then we're looking at maybe as low as 76. All right, down here, 76 for this market. If it does close below and maintain sort of this symmetry that we're seeing to the downside. Okay, so crude oil market, I would say, remain bearish. Okay, and we should continue looking for bearish opportunities. Not at retail, but maybe at slightly above, areas where we see some strength. Okay, so again, we are, kind of 30-minute chart. Let's go ahead and draw in our fixed range volume profile. I'm going to locate the Monday bar, and I just happen to fall on the right candle here, so I'm going to drag it across 1330. Here we are. So we are below value. Okay, market has technically not opened yet, but it will open here in a 2 minute. Okay, we're getting a continued push to the downside in this market. We have a sloping VWAP to the downside. I would be inclined, okay, assuming that we break here or any sort of kind of retracement back to a known level here would be of interest to me to the short side. Okay, so I turned off ASR. So, any price action that would lead maybe back, I don't know, I'm not sure what this green line is. EMA, where's EMA? Oops. EMA is definitely below us, above us. Okay, so the EMA is telling us short as well. All right, so we did the fixed range volume profile. Still not sure about this green line, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove it. Okay, maybe it was a level I had identified on earlier. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw in ADR. Okay, so unhide ADR. Here we are, right up right up against it. Okay, so this could be an area that could provide us some temporary support, maybe lead us back up to um, lead us back up to VWAP or settlement price. Okay, this level here is the level that I watch. Okay, but I watch with some confirmation, right? I need some price action to indicate, or structure to indicate to me that it's going to be supportive, right? At least on the 15-minute chart. Okay. So ADR high here is what is it? Let's call it 79.59. 79.59. Okay. We got ADR low at what is this current level? Okay. Is what is this? Around 78, maybe below. Is that 77.86? Okay. 77.86. 77.86. And then we have settlement price at 78.48. Settle at 78.48. 78.48. And so go ahead and turn off ADR, turn on ASR, and we have these levels identified. So we have initial balance just open. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that. Okay. So we have initial balance being formed. Let's move this to the upper side here. Let's locate what the ASR levels provide us. So that looks like 77.19 on the downside. So ASR, average daily range, 77.19. Okay. And then ASR to the upside, we'll call it 78.68. 78.68. Okay. 78.68. All right. This is kind of the levels that I see in the market, right? So for right now, let's see. For right now, I'm going to see how this level plays out here currently, to see if that offers any sort of reversal. Okay, in the market. If price should come back to this level here, back to settlement, back to VWAP, then I would be interested in maybe in a continuation trade downside, right? If I'm bullish, well, I'm kind of at a level now, I think it's a prior day ASR, I guess, that could offer me an opportunity for maybe a trade from here to VWAP. Okay. I can't expect much more than that, to be honest. Otherwise, I have to look for maybe some other level, some other reference level to support my trade. Okay. But I would say going into the market, I'm going to be looking for some bearish opportunities. So maybe up against, again, the levels I mentioned, settlement price, VWAP, maybe around IB edge to the downside could offer me some opportunities for some trades. Okay. Let's take a look and see when it breaks. Could see 77.29 break. Yes. Yeah, Niels, that's certainly possible. Not out of the question. Okay. 77.29, right? Could be an area that it could head to before we see any sort of significant reversal. I'm personally not a fan of selling right at this location, right? Because I feel like I'm paying retail, right? So I need to see if I can get a little bit of a pullback up to maybe something like I don't know, what was that 78.18? Maybe even the up against the what do you call it? This psychological number. I think we've called 78 out before, right? 78 may be an area. So, kind of like long above, short below. 78 might be a reference level that I want to lean on a little bit. All right. So I think that's all I have for crude oil. Let's go ahead and take a look at NASDAQ. Okay. So here we are looking at the daily. Okay. Market looks like is caught some sort of bullish action. Okay. So market is, looking like it wants to head higher. Okay. We've broken some structure here. We have a series of bullish candles here. We have a little bit of a springboard here off of 17,400. and looking to come maybe retest 18,400 and maybe beyond. Okay. All right. So we are coming to some congestion area that could cause price to kind of stall and maybe move horizontally a bit. All right. But we're starting to see some price action that indicates that maybe price is, looking to head higher. Okay. So for our chart, kind of telling us the same kind of things. All right. We are up against settlement price. All right. Developing a bullish candle. All right. Again, if I'm bullish on the market, I'm not super excited in participating at the top of it. Right. I need a little bit of a pullback, ideally to a reference level like settlement price or maybe EMA. These are kind of logical levels for me to participate. I realize that that's pretty far down into the market, but unless I see something on the lower time frame that's aligned with the general direction, that's kind of the general areas that I'd be looking at on these charts, right? So somewhere around 18, just above 18,000, maybe 18,040 looks like a logical level to me. Maybe 18,050. Okay, I know we're well above that right now. If I'm going to participate in this, maybe having maybe there might be some structure on a lower time frame aligned with what I'm seeing on the 4 hour as far as the bullish nature of it to participate. All right. So looking at the 30-minute chart, again, we're up against settlement price. All right. We're up against settlement price. I'm assuming that when I draw my fixed range volume profile, that is going to be, wow. Okay. We drag that across to the 1330 bar, and here we are above value, which should be no surprise given the price action that we're seeing. We have price above, but kind of, I would say, kind of ranging. Okay, this is kind of ranging price action for me, right? Really hasn't really made any significant move one direction, up or down. Okay, now price to close above settlement. I say close above. We have to contend ourselves with. Let's turn that off for a second. Let's open up ADR. We have ADR above us, okay, right here. Let's see. Where's ADR? There is ADR, okay. We have ADR above us. So let's go ahead and call that out. So we have a fair amount of runway, right, for new price discovery all the way up to, let's see, 18,344, 18,344.25. All right. And then we have, that's ADR high. All right. And then we have ADR low at where's ADR low? ADR low is down around that 18,000 level that I've been kind of chirping about. So let's call it 18,3375, 18,033.75, 18,033.75. And then we have settlement. Okay. Settlement at, what is that? 18,195, 18,195.50. All right. Okay. So yeah, so we're at a area of decision. A little bit rangy for me to make a call one way or the other. We're starting, we have a conviction bar here, no doubt. We're up against settlement price. So I'm going to have to wait for initial balance to kind of guide me here a little bit. I mean, it certainly looks like it wants to break above. All right, break above, but we have to be cautious with any sort of break above, kind of these fake out moves that we often see in the market. All right, for myself, I'm not, I'm I guess at least an hour and a half away from participating in anything in the Nasdaq. All right, I'm going to wait for initial balance to complete. Oh, I forgot to add here. Let's add ASR here. So we've already, looks like we've already exceeded ASR or about to reach it. Let's see. So that's 18,223. So it's that 18,223 ASR, 18,223. And then to the downside, we see around, again, right around that level that we were talking about. Let's see, is that 18? That's 18,036.25, somewhere in that range. Okay, 18,036.75. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing level wise. Again, I'm going to be careful since I'm seeing this price action in the overnight. I'm going to wait for price to tell me what it wants to do. It seems that ASR right above us, that we have to be careful of maybe a move here, only to see it come back tumbling down. Okay, so this level here, ASR level, this 1875, could be an area where price could potentially reverse. Okay, all right. I'm going to take a peek and see if there's any questions. 18,349, next most serious. Yeah, that would be up here at yeah, that would be the ADR. That would be the ADR level. That is most likely the most serious level for reversal. Okay. I'm not sure if I looked at the higher time frame whether I might see something in the between that. But yes, I would agree, Niels, that was probably the next logical level. Okay, we're near all-time highs. Okay, all right, all right. So let's take a peek at ES. Yes. Okay, here we are. Looks like we've broken above some, or breaking above some of these levels here. So let's turn this off. That was ASR. Okay, have ADR open. Okay, so I'm just going to take a quick peek at the daily. Okay, no surprise here that we're seeing a series of candles to the upside, because that's what we saw on the Nasdaq. Okay, so same view there. 4-hour, most likely will tell us the same thing. We're headed higher. Oops. Okay, headed higher. Okay, 30-minute chart. Let's go ahead and draw in our fixed range volume profile. Okay, kind of hovering around this settlement price. Looks like it's trying to break structure to the upside. All right. So as Niels was talking about, in the same sense, I would say for ES, we're looking at let's say 52.36. No, maybe it's a little higher. Maybe to 52.40. Is that 52? Yeah, I think that's 52. 52.40. All right. Okay, it's kind of like the next logical resistance level if we abide by the average daily range. Okay. Look at ASR. Well, ASR looks like we're about to breach the upper end of upper end here. Okay. Of we're about to breach 80 ASR high. Okay. Or we've already breached it. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up fixed range volume profile. Okay, locate here. We'll drag this across here. Okay, so similar to Nasdaq, we are above. We're starting to kind of create a little bit of a staircase here, higher in the ES market. Okay, a little bit of a staircase that's developing here. So we have a little bit of demand at this level, around what's that, 5208. Yeah, 5206.50, somewhere in that range. Okay, so if the price manages to stay above that, well, this area will continue to be supportive for me. Okay, let's go ahead and call out some of these levels. Okay, so we have ADR high, which I believe I said 5240, I think. 5240. We'll take a quick peek at that. 5240, I think, yes. Maybe even a little bit lower. Okay, maybe as early as 5237. Let's call it 5237. 5237.75. Okay, ADR low. Okay, we'll call it, let's not confuse it with ASR here. So let's, that 5171.50, 5171.50, 5171.50. Okay. All right. And settle is 5206. 5206.50. Okay, and then we'll append the ASR levels, which we're about, looks like we're about to already are broken. So that's like 52, what is that? 52, 10, 25. ASR high, 52, 10, 25. Okay. Okay, and then ASR low is, looks like 51.47. 51.47 ASR low. Okay. All right. 51.47. Okay. So similar to my view of NASDAQ, I'm going to wait for initial balance to kind of form and complete before I, take any positions. I'm not going to front load any sort of move, potential move that this could be developing. I'm going to wait for my initial balance. I'm going to wait to see maybe if this level will be a supportive level in the future, demand level. Okay. I maybe even the top of ASR here could offer me an opportunity to the long side. Okay. But I'm going to remain patient. Again, I'm not going to jump or think I'm no more than the market and preempt it, right, by putting in a position. Okay, I'm going to remain patient here. Okay, 52.0650 is settlement. Okay, yes, that's correct. Not sure where to set target on this though. Target for what? A long trade? If you're thinking long, you could probably think, unless you find some sort of consolidation area on a higher time frame, right? Um, uh, if you're looking at a higher time frame, see if you see a consolidation area on a higher time frame, like say the 4 hour or the hour. Okay. If not, then yeah, I think ADR is would be a logical level. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's close the equities with YM. So we'll take a quick look at YM. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so here we are above settlement. Again, giving us, again, I'm not really, guys, I don't think there's much value in looking at the daily and the 4 hour because I think it's going to tell us the same thing. So I'm just going to focus in on the 30-minute here for a bit. So I'm going to locate the 630 bar or 830 bar or 930 bar here. Overlooked that at the 13 or 430 bar. So we're above value, a lot closer vicinity to maybe what we've seen on the other markets. Okay, gives us a logical level to support a long trade here. I think it looks much nicer, much cleaner to me. Right, we're above settlement, we're above value. Really, the only thing that remains is for me to see price structure close above this, and then it opens for what I have above me. Okay. An open market up for what I have above me. I have ASR and ADR above me. Okay. So speaking of ASR, ADR, let's go ahead and call those levels out. Okay. So ADR high is the top bar. Okay. Top horizontal bar. And that looks like is that 39,200? Let's call it 39,200. Okay. ADR low is let's say 38, let's call it 38,775. 38,775. We got settle at 38,997. Okay, move this over here a little bit. All right, and then we have ASR, which is under it at let's say 38 or 39,172. Okay, that's ASR 39,172. I have ADR or ASR low at looks like, what is that? 38 even, looks like. Yeah, it looks like 38 even to me. 38.8. 38.8. Okay, 38.8 is ADR or ASR low. Okay. So yeah, definitely looking bullish, and that's aligned with the general direction. You know, for me, I would say again, I'd like to see initial balance form. I'd like to see what how price behaves around initial balance. If I do get us, kind of a committed move outside of initial balance, then I will look at IB edge for an opportunity to the long side. All right. So for now, I'm going to be sitting on my hands. I'm going to watch to see how the market opens. I'm going to watch to see what the initial balance range is going to how that's going to develop. Okay. All right. Let's see. Is Tron still in the house? I will only do this if Tron's in the house. If Tron is not in the house, then we'll close the session. Otherwise, I was going to take a peek at Platinum. Yes, I was going to take a peek at Platinum. All right, so Tron is in the house, so I'll take a peek at Platinum. Okay, peek at Platinum. Oh my God, it's going straight up. Okay, so yeah, so now that it's, let's see, let's take a peek at the daily. Daily says up, 4-hour says up, 30-minute says up. We're all up. Okay, all up in Platinum at the moment. We are up against. Let's turn some of these off here. I just don't want to get confused. ASR and ADR. Yeah, so we've exceeded ADR to the upside. We're above VWAP. We are above settlement. We could be in a sustained auction to the upside. Okay. Initial balance is still being developed. Okay. I guess this will close out here in about 8 minutes. So if I'm in a sustained auction, well, then I would expect maybe a slight pullback and then maybe a move and break through initial balance to higher prices. Okay. I have exceeded ADR, so that could also cause price maybe to come back. Honestly, if I'm a buyer, I probably want to be a buyer around VWAP. Okay. Or maybe the top end of what I see here as far as ADR. So let's see. Is there any other levels here that's being drawn for ADR? I don't see it. I don't see any other ADR levels being drawn here. Okay, so it looks like we've already exceeded ADR, and that was around, what is that? 978, looks like. 978.7. So we got ADR high at 978.7. ADR high at 978.7. Okay, that's ADR high, which has been exceeded. Okay, and then we have ADR low at, what was that? Maybe 955, maybe a little bit higher. 956.5 is what I'm seeing, I think. 956.5. Settle is 964, somewhere in the middle. Settle is 964. Settle is 964.9. And then I'll turn off ADR here and take a look at ASR. And ASR is just coming in ahead of the low here. So ASR is, let's say, 978. 978 ASR low, 978, and ASR high looks like is I want to say 992.3. Okay, 992.3. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing there. Like I said, it looks to me like um, this is quite impressive set of candles here. I'm going to be honest. If I'm a buyer, this ASR level that it kind of developed the night earlier might serve as a springboard. Maybe even a little bit of a deeper pullback into VWAP for me would be ideal. That would also kind of explore the lower end of IB, as well as so it could be kind of a little bit of a failed auction to the downside for a continuation move to the upside kind of move. Okay. That's kind of what I'm seeing in platinum. All right. So okay. So with that little bonus instrument, we're gonna go ahead and see if there's any questions. I see a bunch of thank yous. Again, guys, if you are new to the room and the content that I'm providing resonates, I would hit the subscribe button so that you know and alert you when I become available. If what you saw today was particularly helpful, don't be afraid to hit the like button. All right, as you exit the door, actually you exit the door here. And then the last thing I want to, I guess, wish everyone, Denala Paula, I wish everyone is an excellent trading day. And my final statement would be trade like a pro, be a market trader. Okay, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys, trade safe, trade well, and I'll talk to you, some of you, later this afternoon, others tomorrow morning. All right, have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon.